All right. All right. Let's go. So, this is the Guilty Gear Strive music tier list. Now, there's a reason. Now, this is going to be interesting because there are a lot of things that I got to say about this list before I can get into it. The problem is that a lot of people do that thing with tier lists where they immediately skip to the end of the video to see the final results and then, I don't know, comment or something. Like, I got a lot of things I want to say about these songs that might make sense in the placings. So a couple important things. One, I do not understand music theory. I am not a musician. I am not a guy who knows about this kind of stuff. So I'm gonna say things that sound fucking dumb if you are a music, like a musician or someone who understands music theory. I'm gonna say, this gives me this kind of vibe, and you'll be like, there's a word and a statement for that. I don't know them, I'm sorry. Secondly, music is more subjective than fucking food. So obviously this is gonna be a little bit weird for some people. That being said, I don't think there's a single bad song in all of the Strive themes. There are a couple songs that I don't like very much, but I don't think there's a single bad song, which is exactly why the lowest tier is A. Like, the lowest tier is still, to an extent, a decent song. I'm also being really stingy with the lyrics memorized spots. There's only gonna be 3 to 4. Maybe only 3. It's gonna be super stingy. So, let's start. Let's start from, you know what, I'm gonna close my eyes. I'm like, bam. Chip! Wow, we're starting off with Chip. All right.
Fine like a tiger, walk in the park, play the hero till I die, fly like an eagle.
So, Chip song, Play the Hero. Chip's song is incredibly motivational. It is a great feeling of you win some, you lose some, life is tough, but that's the way it is. Pick yourself up, go get out there. I almost kind of wish we didn't start with Chip, because Chip is a fucking top level song. I almost wish we started with a character that was a little bit more middle tier to get a bit of an in-between. Chip, I have fully memorized the entire song. I have fully memorized everything in Chip's theme. It is motivational. I can understand the lyrics, which I find to be incredibly important, and you'll notice that with my tier rankings. The more I can listen and understand the lyrics, the higher I'll place the ranking. I find clear lyrics to be very important. But his song, it follows the normal formula where it's got an opening, a chorus, an opening, a chorus, and then kind of like a little bit of a different, like a solo, and then the final very loud, exciting chorus, you know? Chip's got a great fucking theme. Play the Hero is so good. It's motivational. It's it might be my favorite workout song of all time. It might be number 1. My favorite workout song before that was Devil Trigger in Devil May Cry 5. This is like 1. All right. Next up, GIOVANNA. Okay, Gio.
Be a trigger with a brutish impulse. Trigger, the silent preacher. Watch out, keep your hands up. Don't make a big deal out of me.
Trigger. GIOVANNA's song has this very like, I am who I am. No one's gonna tell me what to do. I'm not super important, and that's completely fine. I think Gio is an S+ song. I think Trigger's really good. It can be a little weird sometimes. I'm dirty, splash, splash, splash. Little odd. Definitely a little bit more Red Hot Chili Peppers than it is hard rock and metal, like some of these other songs. However, I think it's got a really good, it's got a good vibe. It's very smooth. But the actual part when they say trigger, the actual chorus fucking rocks. There's a point where you turn it up all the way and you're screaming in your car, silent preacher, all this kind of stuff. I think Gio has a very good theme. It's not top, it's not like chip level. It's pretty good. All right. Potemkin. Potemkin.
Discord preside in society, your society.
All right. I had a hard time with Potemkin. Armor-clad faith. It's very difficult to determine Potemkin. This is a hard one. I think Potemkin is S+. I think it's above Geo. Potemkin, I had a hard time figuring out if I wanted to put him in lyrics memorized tier. I had a very hard time determining this. I think what sold me on S+ were a few of the parts of his song, like where they say Nirvana really quietly with the weird, with like the flute, or there's that part that I think is a little off-putting, and I wish they did more megaphone. I liked the megaphone part a lot. I wanted a little bit more of that. It's really good. I love Potemkin's theme. It's surprisingly emotional at the end. The last "I'm a Fool" chorus is pretty, like, oof, it hits. So Potemkin has some really high highs, but it doesn't match it the whole way, so I'm giving it S+. I want to pick an S- tier song. Okay. Some people might not agree with me on this one. Picking out Faust now. I think Faust is S-. Remember, this is S-. This is still S. This is still a very good song. It is incredibly good. The problem for me is that I don't like Screamo, and I'm not a huge fan with Slipknot. Now, knowing those things, you might understand why I put Faust in S-. I think he's got some great parts. The chorus, particularly when the singer says paranoia, is just incredible. The ending is really good, and some of the lyrics, A, B, C, D, E, F, go, just throw it off for me. But I don't like the screaming parts. I never have. And I also think it's a little disjointed. The song is all over the place, which is good for the character, but it makes it lose a little bit of rewatchability, in my opinion. I lose a little bit of listenability. So the character is good, but it loses my want to constantly listen to it. It's like, by being good for the character, it has to pull a little bit from that. So I have to judge these themes more on a how good they sound scale, as opposed to how well do they fit the character. Like, song strength is more important than fitting the character. I weigh that more highly. All right. You know, I'm gonna go with Angie. I'm gonna go with Angie. Rock Parade. Rock Parade. I'm very sorry. I do not like Rock Parade. It goes in A for Angie. Some people really like Rock Parades. I don't know what part of Rock Parade I don't like. I do not know why I don't like it. I think Angie's song might be the only character song I legitimately do not like. I don't consider it bad. I don't know. I don't like it. I don't think it's bad. But it's just, I don't know. I don't know. I do not know. I do not know why. I'm just not a big fan of it. So, I mean, I don't think it's bad. It's an A. It's still an A. Like I said, there's no bad song, but it's just not for me. All right. Blam. Eno. Eno. Okay. Eno is an interesting one. When I first listened to Eno's, I didn't like it a whole lot. I thought it was a little low tier. With some time, Requiem has started to grow on me. I think I appreciate it more because it feels like a very emotional song. I think it lacks some like form. It doesn't mesh well. It kind of feels a little disjointed and a little all over the place, but it's got a really good feel to it. It has like a lot of soul. You know, it has a lot of soul. It has one of the best guitar solos. So I'm giving it S-. I think I like it more than Alone Infection personally. I'm giving it S-. I think it's got a lot of soul, but it's not quite enough to hit S+ tier for me. It's good and it's got, oh my god, the guitar solo is so sick, but it's not quite there for me. I still like it. I like it a lot, but it's not quite S+. Blam. Nagori Yuki.
It's time to feast. Bring it out, keep grinding. Diving deep like cold steel. I won't face my doom, sayonara.
Also known as WoW Japan, you made a really, really, really dope black fighting character. And you haven't particularly been very good at that in the past. So, good fucking job. Nago was in the same position as Potemkin. I actually was thinking about putting Nago in lyrics memorized tier for a while. I think he goes just under. If there was like a guardian of lyrics memorized tier, it's Nago. He is the closest to lyrics memorized. No matter what else I put in S+ tier, he is number one. He is the highest in S+ tier. You can maybe even call him S++ tier. He is the highest. I just barely moved him down to S+ because I was thinking about doing this tier list before. There was one character that I was flip-flopping. Because originally Nago was in lyrics memorized, and one of these characters was an S+. I swapped them. I finally felt like I needed to swap it. All right, next up. Blam. Milia Rage. My favorite character in the game. This is not even a question. Milia is my favorite character in the game, and it's my favorite song. Subhuman Self is my favorite song in the whole game. Number one. It is my favorite. It is fucking great. Literally the reason I even, like, I went into Strive and I was like, Milia looks so boring, I don't give a shit. And then I listened to her song and I said, okay, I'll try her out. And then now she's my main. She is my favorite song in the whole game. Number one in Japan, steady hand. Like, fucking love Subhuman Self. So good. So good. All right. Blam. Axel Low. Okay. This is an interesting one. Axel's an interesting one. I'm a little iffy on Axel. I think Axel goes in S- between Faust and Eno. If the first 1 minute of that song, fucking girl walks by, bark, bow wow, the smell from that cafe makes me hungry. That first minute is like S+ tier. That first minute is so good. If the song had more of that, it would be S+ tier, but it doesn't. Unfortunately, it kind of it front loads the song. It front loads the song. It's really good, and then the rest is like, it's decent. The rest is decent. I think the beginning is S+, and the rest is S-. So I'm putting him in S- in a middle ground. I like it a lot. I like his song a lot, but it does like, it starts off really strong and it kind of just does this. So here we are. Blam. I think that was above Leo. Leo Whitefang. I'm gonna be honest, I didn't really like Leo's song very much for a long time. I was not a big fan of Hellfire. For a while, I wanted to put it in A tier. I think he gatekeeps S- tier. I think he is the bottom of S- tier. My issue with Leo's song is that it's really disjointed. It has no flow. Its flow is really weird. It's super off-putting. It doesn't feel like it has any melding. There are parts of it I really like. I love the opening. I really like that part when he says he's like the Grim Reaper, sending people to the Neverland or whatever, or the Netherworld. That part is really, really good. But it's very disjointed. It lacks a lot of cohesion. It's got a little like Nordic to it, which I think is kind of nice. I think the lyrics are better than the song itself. I think he gatekeeps S-. He's like bottom of S-. All right. I'm just gonna grab somebody. Ram Lethal, Valentine. I don't like Necessary Discrepancy, or however hers is. I'm not a big fan of Ram. I think Ram is an A tier. I think Ram has a good opening. And then everything past the opening, I don't like it. The first like 30 to 45 seconds, the synth, if that synth stayed, if that synth kept going, if that opening kept going, oh, I would be stoked, but it didn't. And also, like I said before, I don't really like hard, screamy lyrics. And there's a bit of that in Ram's song. So that even brings it farther down for me, even more so, which makes it harder. I like the concept of Ram's song. I wish they kept with like 80s synth. Which is why I like it more than Angie. But it's still not, it's not quite there. All right, next up, let's do May. This will be divisive. This will be a little divisive. Let's talk May. Let's talk May. Let's talk May. All right. Here's the thing about May. Some people will put her at A. Some people will put her in lyrics memorized. It's very difficult to make somebody happy when you talk about disaster of passion. If I'm being honest, I think May gatekeeps S-. I think that she is S+. Other way around. She is the bottom of S+. Because I said Eno gatekeeped S-, I think. I think May is the bottom of S+. I really like May's theme, but it's also not really my thing. Personal bias brings May's theme down for me. May's theme, I think, from an objective standpoint, is pretty fucking good, but it's not fully my cup of tea. So I bring it down a little bit. A little bit. I want to do Jacko's next. Jacko's is hard. I'm not a big fan of Jacko's. And there's an issue with Jacko's, right? There's a lot of problems with there's a problem with Jacko's theme. Jacko's theme is not bad. It is not bad at all. The problem is that Jacko's doesn't, like, how do I explain it? A lot of people were upset with Jacko's theme because it wasn't like everybody else's theme. It wasn't some hard rock theme, you know? Because of that, they put her on like a low tier, which I think is not fair. Having diverse theme songs is important. That being said, it's still not my cup of tea. So I think she's top of A. It's both. I think having diverse theme songs is good. I think Perfection Can't Please Me is a good song, but it's not my thing, and I don't think it's very good in-game music. I think it's bad like combat music, you know? I think having it in the background of a Guilty Gear fight doesn't mesh very well with the game either. I don't think it's bad, but it's not me. Kai Kisk. The Roar of the Spark.
Under the sacred wires, never stop, just go. I don't care how many more gotta get.
I gotta be honest. I want to fucking punch Kai in his stupid fucking face. I think I hate anime boy design. I hate Marth. I hate Final Fantasy. I fucking hate anime boys. For a long time, I never listened to Kai's theme because I thought he was so stupid. This twink-ass looking bitch. And I can confirm that was a mistake. Roar of the Spark is a solid lyrics memorized song. It is a solid lyrics memorized. It's fucking great. It is incredible. It follows the conventions of a song that's great. It has a great opening. It's got great chorus. And it goes back. Great middle ground. Great chorus. A little bit of a solo. And an insanely good ending. It is... Roar... And it, you know, Kai's theme might have been S+ tier for a bit. And then I realized he's like a Christian crusader. And looking at his song as like power metal Christian rock makes it so much funnier to me. And it makes it so much better. It's both funnier and better. I find it so hilarious. Like, it's great. I am so upset I didn't listen to Roar of the Spark earlier. Gold Lewis Dickinson.
Work and fight.
It's not a big deal. I think he's sternly an S plus. I wouldn't go as far as lyrics memorized, but I think he's sternly in S plus tier. He's got a great song. It lacks, I think that what keeps him out of lyric memorized for me, because I said I would be stingy with lyrics memorized. What keeps him out of that tier is simple. The song doesn't have a lot of soul. Like, it doesn't have a lot of emotion. It's just kind of like I'm a big fucking man and I'm here to cook barbecue and kick ass. You know, it doesn't have that feeling that Milia's and Chips has, you know? But that's okay, because it's still a top tier song. It is still S plus. It's great. Let's do Soul Bad Guy.
Strike back, get them out of your way. You don't care if along the way's a little sacrifice. Strike back, get them out.
I think Soul is the perfect, like, it's like the perfect middle ground. I think it is dead center S plus. It's not as good as Potemkin or Nago, but it's not, but it's better than everything else. It is dead center, just like Soul. It is the main character of music, which makes me sound like a game journalist. But let me explain. Very few people think the main character is the best character. Often they like them, but they don't think they're the best. Soul is that. His song is that. Find Your One Way. Almost everyone likes Find Your One Way, but it's no one's favorite song. I mean, that's not true. It might be your favorite song, but it's rarely your favorite song. Everyone likes Find Your One Way, but I don't know many people who think it's their number one. It is a dead center, darn good song. Zato 1 and Eddie.
Vanish into dark. Future now and past. Vanish into dark. When it all mixes up. Drowning.
All right. Zato is a hard one for me. Zato's a hard one. My biggest issue with Zato's theme was that it was very disjointed. The opening, the ending, the middle, a little too fast sometimes, a little too slow, very disjointed. However, when you listen to the lyrics of the song, it's a pretty depressing fucking song. Like, it is sad. And then you listen to the ending of the song, and it's really sad. I think 5 months ago, if I had rated Zato's song, I would have put him in S+. As of 2 months ago, I experienced some pretty crushing, like, heartbreak from a prior relationship I was in. And I'm still not over it. And listening to Zato's theme song now, with that have happening, this is a fucking lyric memorized song. I was going back and forth with Nago. I was jumping between them two. When you've experienced some pretty painful heartbreak and stuff of that nature, his song becomes like a behemoth. I don't think I would ever, if I was to show someone Guilty Gear music, I don't think I would ever open with Zato with Let Me Carve Your Way. That would never be the first song I would give them. But it is, man, it hits really hard. It hits really hard. I legitimately remember one day I was driving home from boxing and this song came on And when I got to the ending, I legitimately was like in fucking tears. It hits hard. It's rough. It's rough. But it's rough in all the good ways. And like, god damn. It's a difficult song in the sense of, like, it was a risk. You know, there are some songs in here, I'll go with like Eno and Faust, that were risky to make. You know, the structure of the theme was really risky, and for me it didn't fully pay off. Zato's paid off, because all the other lyric memorized songs are very traditional in their concepts, right? Opening, chorus, you know, middle part, chorus, solo, heavy ending. Zato's isn't quite that way. It's very disjointed and quite weird. But it's just so fucking good. If you're curious what I think about Crawl and like Smell of the Game and those kinds of songs, I put them in like, I think I put Crawl in S- and Smell of the Game in S+. Honestly, I don't find them as good as the theme songs personally. I don't find them as good as these ones, honestly. But yeah, here's my tier list. I hope that I conveyed why they're in the spots they are. I know depending on your music taste, you might change this. If you're like if you're a Slipknot fan, if you like Slipknot, Faust is gonna be like, he's up there. Like he would fucking fly. I'm a little iffy on some. Some I'm sure would have stuck Nago or Potemkin in lyrics memorized. Which I totally get. You know, some might not think Rock Parade should be this low. Totally get. I was even considering putting Trigger up in here, but I kind of listened to it more, and I think I kind of put these ones higher. Like I said, I don't think there's a single bad song. The only song in this entire list that I don't like is Anji's. It's the only song I don't like. And honestly, it's not even a bad song. I just don't like it. So yeah, there's your tier list. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you can respect my opinion to some extent, but if you think I'm wrong, that's fine. I mean, it's music. Music is as subjective as food. Like, totally fine. Half of all of you are going to put May in A. The other half are going to put her in lyrics memorized. It's totally out of the way. But I think I'm proud of this list. I'm proud of this list. I think it's pretty good.
That is bullshit blazing. Still my heart is blazing. If the word kill me, I don't need a new